TitleMatchNetwork.com.
When you started teaming up with Tom Prichard, what was that like in the Bodydonnas?
I felt we had remained, kind of close, but Tom's always he was like a real private guy. Like I was the only guy in Knoxville to ever walk past the threshold of his door into his apartment, and that's as far as I got. I mean, he was a bit of a strange bird back then. Tom was, and I was just so happy to get to team with him because we had become friends, and I had admired his work, and I always thought he was so underrated for as good as he was. But I felt so bad that he had to come in, a guy that I looked up to had to come in and shave off his hair that he loved, and had to look like me. And we got to and Bruce had called me and said, we're going to put you and Tom together, and I was ecstatic about it. We get to Hershey Park 2 days later, and Bruce gives me this video camera, says, you got to go with Tom to the barber shop. I said, for what? He goes, you're taping something. I'm like, what are we doing? Tom's like, just shut up and follow me. And we walk into the barber shop, and we sit down, and some ladies looking at his hair going, oh my God, sir, this beautiful hair. Oh, it's so nice. What do you need done? I'm sitting behind him. He goes, I need to look like that. And my job was to sit there and videotape it just for the Prichard home family reel, him getting his hair cut off. And almost like on cue, Bob Backlund, who we rode with him for a little bit too, but he's a fun guy, but he was always Mr. Backlund. I mean, he was out of his mind. Bob comes walking in. I don't know if what he was getting cut. He had no hair on his head hardly. He comes walking the door during the middle of it, constantly in the bow tie. On the airplane, he wouldn't even lean against the back of the seat. He would just be sitting like this the whole time. He comes walking in, bow tie and all, sees Tommy get his hair cut, and it's on the tape that Bruce still has. He just walks in, this is an atrocity, an abomination, and just yelling, just turned around and walked out. Fantastic. Insane.
So as far as the Bodydonnas stuff, were you for or against it? You didn't really like that idea?
No,
you liked teaming with Tom, but
I felt bad because me and Louie were really on a roll. We had done some good stuff with the Guns and with Hakushi and Barry, but then they turned Louie babyface, and we kind of both knew that after our little very short deal, like 2 weeks was over, that he didn't know what they were gonna do with him. I was still to death to be teaming with Tom because we were so close, but I felt bad for Louie more than anything. But I knew I could learn more from working alongside Tom.
Who were some of the guys that you worked with when you worked with Tom?
There wasn't many teams up there, man. We worked against the Guns, the Godwins, and the New Rockers. We had some classics with the Bushwhackers and Techno Team 2000, right. Eric Watts and Chad Fortune. But it was pretty much the Guns and the Godwins, and then we did those 4-man deals with the Rockers in there too.
Right. What happened recently at an indie show? It was actually a couple months, maybe a year ago, with Tammy and Loki.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it was Mikey's show or
Jack Sabbath,
Goodman's show. We had Black Sabbath. It was in Deer Park or something like that. He's kind of a hot-headed dude, So I mean, and it goes back to when I was selling fucking ribs by showing those guys too much because I was a hot-headed fucking guy. You try and lighten the fucking fella up, like, hey, don't be a dick, be miserable, get a job, don't get, you know what I mean? So she had her fucking makeup and stuff out, and she goes walking back, and he's sitting in the chair where her makeup is. There's only a few chairs in that little tiny room. So she looks at him, she's like, what are you doing, makeup too? He looks at her like, turns his head away. I know this ain't gonna fucking be good. So she's like, what the fuck? She's like, what's your problem? He's like, who the fuck are you talking to? I'm talking to you. She's like, I'm trying to fucking joke with you. She's like, don't fucking talk to me like that. So she cut the fucking promo back, and he's like, take the fucking chair and folds it and throws it at your feet. She goes, well, if you want to hear, fucking take the goddamn thing so bad. Fucking kicks it to him. He picks it up and fucking throws it at her. So fucking, I went and fucking grabbed him, so he was like this, and then whatever his buddies are, fucking, they come, and then Bam Bam and Big Jerry and Balls come, and there was like a big fucking Mexican fucking Lucha Libre fucking standoff, and that he was fucking flipping out, and Tammy's like, I'm just trying to fuck with the dude because he's always so fucking tense, It's like, calm down. But then after you yell at her, well, she, it's her, she's going to fucking fight back, and she's fucking hot about it. But then we seen him previous to me getting naked in the lobby at the MLW show, and we were passing the hallway, and she just walked up to him, and she was just walking and saying hello to everybody. And she was like, hey, how you doing? And he kind of looked at her and, didn't shake her hand and, walked by. And I was like, oh, here we go again. And she was like, dude, what's going on? Like, how you doing? He was like, hello. And then after that, they just kind of not really made up, but just been cool. I don't know. That dude's too fucking tense. This is not the business to be fucking serious in.
Do you guys still get royalty checks from WWE at all?
Yeah, it was cool, man. Some dude called us right when we moved back to Jersey last January and said, hey, I'm friends with Tom. You guys are back up here. He goes, this last address we have for you was this one, and it kept being returned. We have a bunch of checks here for you. So that helped out quite a bit.
When Raw did their anniversary show, was Tammy ever contacted? Because I know she was nominated for an award.
She was, as a matter of fact. And we were supposed to go to the New York restaurant for something, but then the show was rewritten a bunch of times, and only a few of the crew went, and they called back, so we're not gonna be using you for things anyway.
Wow.
Jamie's fucking good. Yeah. I guess I want to say Jamie's great, but again, that's well because you're a fuck up like Jamie. But when Jamie came to WWF was when I was just going to the TVs, and we would walk into the lunchroom, and it was me, Jamie, Wolfie, and Tracy Smothers, and we'd get our lunch thing, and we'd walk toward a table, and we were like the fucking heat click. We'd come in, and people would be like, from there. The day Paulie and we were in Delaware somewhere, and Paulie and Tommy and a couple other guys came to the TV, and that day they had passed out memos the week before saying we don't want the guys wearing any other wrestling shirts. People were doing run-ins wearing like Gold's Gym shirts and stuff, and because the guy in California used to like hook up all the boys with shirts and let us train and stuff. Then there was heat between him and somebody, so like we don't want you wearing his Gold's Gym stuff on TV anymore. We don't want you wearing anything with like a name brand symbol, like a Nike or stuff, and no other company's wrestling stuff, going through town because it looks bad. Now there's like a dress code. Then they didn't want somebody in WWF wearing somebody else's shirt because why would you wear that shirt if you're a WWF guy? You're supposed to be a superstar. And Jamie and Wolfie were only being used on Raw, and I loved them. And I was getting to bring in guys that I wanted to bring in. So I brought in Tracy, Tommy Rich, Tommy Rogers. I brought in Jamie and Wolfie, so they get the memo. And it was mailed to them, and we're going to Raw. They came that weekend with us in ECW. And then that Monday, we're all going to the Raw together. So we get there, and Jamie Wolfie, Tommy Dreamer pulls up. He goes, "Shit, you got shirts?" Go in Tommy's trunk, and they're just putting on. Jamie had like an Eliminator shirt, and Wolfie fucking got whatever, like a team tag or something. And they walk in, and somebody looks at him. They're like we just got a memo saying don't do that. Or like Arnold Skull or something. It's like, look at these guys. They're like fuck y'all, fuck you, we're fucking ACW. We let these guys. That was just the way they were. That's kind of what I was too. We just looked for fucking problems. And we thought it was cool, but I mean, it took me this long to finally start making a comeback. And Jamie Dundee, I talked to him about a year ago. He called me over to my mom's house. I got the number. I have no idea. I visited my mom. She goes, "There's a Dundee on the phone." I figure it's just somebody ribbing me. Hello. And he goes, "Fuck, Candido, what's going on?" Like, "Jamie, how'd you get this number?" He's like, "I know how to find you, motherfucker." I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm out of jail." Well, that's good. I was like, "You still working?" "Sometimes, but I got a great gimmick now. You know what I'm doing? Daycare." Who the hell dropped off their kid? I haven't spoke to him since. I don't know how well that is going, but.
So you're going back to TNA again. Obviously, you were just there. What was your experience like?
Man, I haven't been treated like that in my life. They were just fantastic people to me. I mean, when I came out of the ring in National Hall, were like giving me a standing ovation. And Raven was even. I've known Raven forever, but he never. He never complimented you. He always fucked with you, but he was still, hugging me and stuff like that. I mean, I felt like Ric Flair on his DVD, crying when everybody hugging him. It was a cool feeling. And Dusty and Jerry Jarrett were, they were. I mean, I didn't know Jerry Jarrett that well until right now. And he was like, "Man, you remind me so much of Eddie Graham," and he was my mentor. He's a genius among geniuses, and you remind me of him. Well, that can only be a good thing. So I'm looking forward to going back. They treat me pretty well. I mean, I was only there for a day, but then, I've enjoyed myself more than anything.
That's awesome. What are some of the best matches you've had on the Indies in the last couple of years, and some of the worst? We don't need to talk about the worst, but Mike Cruel match was pretty good.
Mike Cruel with the USA Pro. That was I was most happy about that. I've been with anything in a long time. Me and AJ had one for Ian that there was only like 40 people in the building, but that was a pretty good match. I had a couple. I was supposed to work with Punk next week or something like that. I was supposed to do an hour, but Ian surprisingly canceled the show. I don't know. I've been having. What was the kid's name? The skinny dude paints his nails and stuff. Jimmy Jacobs.
Oh, okay, yeah, Jimmy Jacobs.
I worked with him for. Yeah, I worked with that. We had a fucking. I've seen him a lot of times. I never really watched them. We had a fucking real good match that me and Matt Seidel just did something that was pretty cool.
Right.
And they've kind of been making me step up. Like I've been trying to slow them down and help them out at the same time. They're making me step it up because I gotta go to keep up with their stuff. So I've been doing the best work of my career now because I was straight before, but I was too young to know what was right to do then. So I think now that I'm totally clear headed and had so much experience and know what's right and wrong in the ring. And now I think my work is the best that it's been.
Didn't you do a match with Dusty and Ian and tag match?
Yeah, that was a blast. Me and Dusty worked up here in Jersey a singles match, and we did a hell of a finish. Tammy just came to the show because it was like in a town next to us, and wanted to go and sell gimmicks and go see Dusty. And so I sent somebody out to the table together. She comes walking in. She's like, "I guess I'm in the finish, huh?" And Dusty's sitting there brushing his teeth. He's like, "Guess what we're doing, baby?" She's like, "Oh, I gotta kiss Dusty Rhodes." He's like, "Why you say it like that?" So we did a deal. Fucking, I bumped him into the fucking referee. I called her out. She took the referee shirt off, put the referee shirt on, and I hit him with a gimmick. 1-2, he kicked out. So I'm hot at her. Fucking count faster, dumbass. I'm gonna hold him. Can you at least fucking slap him, you dumb bitch? But I hold him, slap. Of course, fucking. He ducks, he slaps me, he grabs her, gives her the fucking kiss. I come charging, gives me the elbow, drops the elbow on me. She starts selling the kiss like, ew. Then I'm like, God damn, that Dusty Rhodes is kind of hot. Jumps down, fucking counts to 1, 2, 3. Raises in, and I spin her around, yell at her. She kicks me, gives me the fucking stunner. Dusty's like, holy shit. Then she grabs Dusty, kisses him, and then my brother and one of my other henchmen come in, and Dusty and Tammy together give the fucking flip-flop fly, grab the crotch and everything and stuff like that. And then we did the deal for Ian, and then we did another one. Me and my partner out there for Ian, this Steve Stone, we worked against Ian and Terry Funk a couple weeks ago.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.